tunnel. Number 8. From the YFL. James Butler. The crowd goes wild. They goes banana. They goes bonkers. He's coming out of the tunnel. Who's that next? Number 42 is him, JD, Jerome Dooley. The crowd goes wild.
What's up? Another episode.
Who is that? Is that him? Wadsworth's finest, number 22 M's. Money Mike McClure.
I'm back, baby.
The place explodes. And of course,
It's a long time since you've been in full strength.
no doubt, man. I'm Chris Colazzo, and this is Broad Street 4 for 4. We figured we bring y'all some excitement, man, because the Birds might not be a lot to cheer for over there. So, of course, we're going to get revved up for Broad Street 4 for 4.
He knows something to be happy about. Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, no question. Doing big things. Jimmy Buckets over here now. So, we doing big things over here. But of course, this is Broad Street 4 for 4. I got my man Hollywood James Woodruff, my man Jerome Dooley, JD, and my man Mike McClure. I'm Chris Colazzo, and this is Broad Street 4 for 4. We back, so we back here to talk some good sports, and we gonna get into some we're gonna talk some Philadelphia Eagles, man. That recap, that shellacking we took from the Saints. They definitely marched all over us. So that was ugly. I don't know how much time we're gonna spend on that. And we'll talk about the rest of the season, man, and obviously we'll talk some Sixers talk. Fellas, man, jump right in, man. Who wants to start? I don't even know if I could even speak a whole lot on this subject. So somebody please hold the show down, please. Sixers, Saints, that whole situation. What you got?
I'll take a stab at it. I was extremely disappointed, but I think we all were, in the effort. We all know that the New Orleans Saints are one of the elite teams in the NFL. I just thought we would be more competitive than what I saw on the field. That product that was put on the field was not something to be proud of. I wasn't impressed with any facet of the game as far as the Eagles are concerned. Offense, special teams, defense, all of them. Just poor all around. And the Saints let us know. They said, you guys were the champions last year. It's not going to be like that this year, especially that disrespectful 4th and 6 bomb that made Malcolm Jenkins look bad. And yeah, I think it was disrespectful because they were up 38-7 at that point. I feel like, kick a field goal, if anything, or maybe just run a play to try to get the first down. But, that's not the way Peyton is. He wants to use that, show no quarter. I'm just going to just keep, knocking you on the head type of coach. And it is what it is. But I just know, Andy Reid, the classy coaches, back in the day would have been like, you know what, Reid probably would have ran a play. No, Andy Reid would have probably punted. He would probably punted. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. I'm getting off topic. But I was just so mad when I saw that. I was like, how can he be going for it on 4th and 6 when he's already up? And then he bombed, and then he scored a touchdown. So anyway, but yeah, Wentz was off this game. He's got to take some shoulder to blame. I know we usually say, Wentz is he's always the bright spot, but he had some poor throws. The interceptions. I'm not saying we should pull him. Of course, I'm not saying that. But he gets rewarded when he do well. He needs to shoulder some of his blame, not just coaching. That was poor execution all around.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, what you got, Mike? Let me hear what you got, man.
It was just a piss poor performance. The guys went out there, put the pants down, and got it handed to them. The guys, they just weren't ready. The Birds, we are what we are. You are what you are your last game. We're not a good football team this year. We're an average football team. They had some analytics that I was looking at after the game. They showed that when Carson Wentz throws for over 330, the Eagles are 1-11 in the games that he starts.
1-11. 1-11?
1-11. When he throws over 330, they're 1-11. And they said that was part of showing Peyton's game plan. They actually put the game on Wentz because he feels like Doug Peterson always goes away from the run. and I kind of like Andy. You know, they just go away from the run. And once we start throwing it, and they took away Carson Wentz's security blanket, Zach Ertz, they double teamed him and put the zone underneath him, and you know he just couldn't find anyone else. So, I mean, they had a great plan. They put it on Wentz, and he didn't come through. But when we abandoned the run, like I've been saying all year, going by default, not just handing the ball to one back. I'm from the old school belief that you know you got to give it to the hot hand in any sport. You feed the horse, and we just didn't do that this year. We go by committee. Last year it worked. We had 2 starters last year. This year we're working with one NFL starter, which is Adams, and he's a rookie, undrafted rookie at that, because of injuries. So it's just, you know, it's not our year. It doesn't look like the New Orleans Devils. They stuck it to us, poked us with the pitchfork, and they just gave us a nice shellacking. That's all I can say about it.
Me and Ron was texting during the game, and he said ugly. I mean, if you had to use an adjective, that would be the one to use. JD, let me hear what you got. JD.
Yeah, that's all. I said ugly because that's what it was. It was an ugly performance. They needed to get 50 put on them for coming out there unprepared like that, man.
Definitely.
I mean, all facets. And I figured New Orleans would put up at least 35. I told everybody I worked with New Orleans will probably put up 40 on us, but I didn't expect us to only put up 7. I think that was the disappointing part.
Right.
That we couldn't put up points, you know?
Right.
I mean, our offense was so high-powered last year, and then this year it's a joke, man. We're an 8-8, 7-9 team, man.
I think that's what it comes down to.
We just aren't playing good football, man. And I don't know, man. But to Wood's point about Peyton going for it, they deserve Peyton to go for it. I don't have a problem with it. This is the professionals, not a little league. You better come out there prepared. And they got their asses handed to them, point blank.
No, you know what, man? We're just not a good team this year. And we're really not. And you know, as fans, you it's kind of wishful thinking. You know, you like to think we've got some talent, and you know, I don't know if we got enough talent on the roster. You know, we know some of these guys because they're our team, but you know, I think the lack of a consistent run game all year is our problem. Schwartz's defensive philosophy just has to get better.
I absolutely hate it.
That bend but don't break. They tried to be a little physical this game, but obviously were outmatched. But just you know, I think he has to get more creative as far as his defensive philosophy. And I don't know if we got, you know, we don't stretch the field vertically enough on offense. Alshon, for as good as a receiver he is, great hands. I don't know if we don't get vertical enough, and
he doesn't have that breakaway speed, and I don't. You've yet to see if Tate has it.
Exactly, and so I just don't think there's enough talent out there, and
do you think we're missing Frank Reich?
Yeah, I think Wright and Philadelphia, y'all know what I'm trying to say, but I think we're missing both of those guys. But
Who's the other guy you talking about?
I think we're missing both those guys, but you know, I really think the lack of a consistent run game, because like Mike said, it puts more on Wentz and more to pass game. And Peterson's got to do a better job with play calling too. But I really think it's our running back position. We don't have a running back to go to there. Adams.
Why don't they stick to Adams? It seems like Adams is the most productive.
Well, yeah, but it's been the last game or two. You know, it's kind of too late for that. You know, almost like a day late in Dallas short.
That's not how they do it. I mean, it's 2 years. They share the rock. I don't get it.
You know? Yeah, I don't get it either. Adams had that long breakaway. He had the only touchdown. You figure that he should at least have 15 carries, minimum.
I guess they went up on us, and we got behind, and then,
started panicking. Let's throw the ball.
They started. I read something else that said about Peyton. He targeted our Sidney Jones because he was coming off the hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, that first run with Ingram, they ran it right at him, and he couldn't make the tackle. He wasn't 100%, and they targeted him.
Right.
Think about the simple drives. They threw it to his man. Whoever he guarded, they threw it to.
I remember.
He was injured. He was injured. So, they just had a good game plan, and they exposed us. We were playing with third-string D-backs out there, Joe.
Is that ugly, man? The injuries are almost unbearable. I mean, they had names out there I never heard of. I didn't even know the guys out there. I didn't know the guys. But the injuries, man. I don't know if we could recover, fellas. I think our season's over.
There's always one team in the NFL that just gets hit with the injury bug, and no matter what they do, they get so many players injured. I feel like this year is our year. I know we had some injuries last year. I felt like we had so much depth. We had the next man up was just coming in and just continuing to roll. And then I'm not seeing it this year. It's just seems like every game we got multiple people going out.
Hey, Wood, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What you think about? You were talking about the wide receivers. You and Chris talking about the wide receivers. How Alshon, he's a possession receiver.
Right.
Why? And how do you feel about Howley not replacing our vertical threat? Remember, we had a guy. I can't even remember his name now. He was supposed to be our bomb threat. He got hurt the first game.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Wallace. He was the guy we brought in to catch the bomb.
Right.
And they never replaced him. They thought they went out and got a slot receiver.
Mike Wallace. Yeah. It's frustrating. I guess they thought that maybe Golden Tate would be that guy.
I think. Yeah.
I agree. At least I'm not seeing it yet. I was excited. I was like, he's going to be that guy. He's going to shock the world. He's going to come in, and the Eagles, the front office must see something in him. And I was singing his praises, like, man.
I'm not mad at the Tate pickup. I think Roseman tried to do what he could. I honestly think he tried.
The coach is not making it, setting up good plays.
I think that's part of the reason. I'm not mad at the Tate
wide receiver screen. I saw him try to do a couple of wide receiver screens to try to, see if he could break out in the open and do something and make a play, but that failed.
Yeah, Tate.
Go ahead.
Tate, every team he's been on in the slot, he still went deep. Think about with Detroit. Think about with Seattle. He went deep. We didn't even attempt him to go deep. Maybe one time in the slot. It's like play calls.
Aguilar, not seeing anything from him. I thought he was going to start breaking out and be that dude, because last year I thought he had a really good season.
Was he on the field this game? Because I didn't see him. Did he lace up this? Did he make the trip to New Orleans?
I mean, is Jason Devine still in good shape? Like he's a great hands. Well, let's get Todd Pinkston back out there. He's our guy.
No, I'm really going in my mental. I really don't remember seeing Aguilar make a play. I honestly can't remember.
He was out there.
Yeah.
See, what's up with Hank Basket? Is Hank Basket still there? Hey, Hank,
I think it's Peterson getting exposed, man. I don't think this dude's a good play caller, Peterson. I think it's exposed, man. It was like a collection, and they came up with good game plans.
Yeah.
With D. Filippo and Frank Wright, man.
Right.
And you seeing it, and it's like Peterson, he just thinks he, just look at him when he goes into the the interviews after the game.
The press conference.
And he's like, how dare you question me? I won the bowl, man.
Right.
What game was he watching when he was saying all types of positives after the game? This was a good experience for us, and we're gonna learn. I wanted him mad. I would at least prefer the Andy Reid. Man, gotta do a better job. I would have preferred that over almost the way that Peterson was talking. It was almost like we won the game. I was like, what game was he watching?
It's the visor, man.
It's unbelievable, this guy, man. I mean, you look at him, the last year was the outlier. I think this is the real Peterson, man. He's a sub-500 coach, man.
Hey,
Point blank. He needs some help out there.
There's still hope for the sequel.
He needs some assistant coaches, man. And I think Schwartz has to go after this year. I can't take it anymore. And his defense,
I
man.
agree with you 100%.
His defense is horrible.
I need somebody in there. Yo, Jim Jones is turning over in his grave, man. We need brothers out there.
Let's get way we need another
guy looking down from us from heaven, like, man, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, you need somebody with a better defensive philosophy, man. What he's putting out there on the field, it ain't working, man.
What about that prevent if it's like a fourth and third and like
exactly what you're talking about. He put like all the guys at the first down line.
First down.
Yeah. I was like, what is
and then they just throw it short, and then you can bring offensive linemen up in front, and the runner gets
protect the first down,
and then they get the first, and this dude,
they get it anyway.
And he keeps playing the defense, man.
Or they get stopped 1 yard short and they go for it on fourth and get the 1 yard.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, what are you doing, man? This ain't high school, man. That's something you do in high school.
Yeah, I wanted to move on when I was watching.
You do that in the league, man.
Yeah, so I don't.
Ridiculous, man.
Those guys. You know what? Jerome's point about Doug is funny. It does remind me a lot of the first year. A lot of our losses are by less than a touchdown, like 7 points. Like he can't win the close ones. When the game's in the balance, it reminds me a lot of the first year we had Doug. We were in those games, but it's just a couple of play calls, a couple of defense.
That's right. Because last year we were making those plays. This year we're not even close.
Last year was a lot of blowouts we had.
We haven't won 2 games in a row yet.
But the team got confident and we got rolling. But this year, close games, we lose, man. We only played 1 good game. That was against the Giants.
All right.
Speaking of the Giants, we got them this week. I'm hoping for we can bounce back against the Giants.
Giants coming off of 2 straight wins.
2 straight wins, plus Odell Crybaby Beckham he's predicted that they'll run a table. So he said they'll run a table. So we played them.
Hopefully the Eagles coaches will put that on the board for the players to get motivated and say, no, the buck stops here.
Yeah, I think our season's over. I don't know how much these guys can get motivated. I hate to sound like a pessimist, but to me the season's over. I
gotta be optimistic.
If we make the playoffs, have we shown the ability to compete with obviously the Saints, the Rams? I don't know if we just lost to Dallas. I don't think we beat Atlanta. Chicago. We beat Atlanta in the first game. I don't think we beat them. Chicago. I don't know if we get by any of those teams.
That's why they play the game. That's why they say any given Sunday.
Yeah, we
gotta stay hopeful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, until we are mathematically eliminated, I'm not giving up.
And that's
these clowns are done.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I have no faith, no hope, man. I mean, I've seen what they are. I've been watching the games, man. Nothing's gonna change.
We all have been.
Gonna change. They might get a couple little cheap wins, to finish out the season. But
every game we got is serious now, though, Ron. Every game we got.
Playoffs, man.
And at this point, I think it's just too many injuries to overcome. I don't, I'm just, with all they have too many injuries. But did Hicks go out at the end of the game?
Hicks is done. Oh man.
I mean,
he's like week to week, so they don't expect him to play. I think what's the name was cool though, the DBs. Who was the one that got hurt?
Maddox, yeah, Maddox
is cool. And the call got hurt. The other boy.
Yeah, but they said they're day to day, so they should play. They said it wasn't that serious.
The only constant you got out there is Cox and Jenkins, and it's like you don't even know who else is going to be out there. To be honest with you,
and Jenkins still can't cover vertical.
He's still exactly.
He's too old. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the year, he can get exposed.
Right.
Down in the box,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
The tackling is superb. But
Right.
once you get him out in space, man, he's going to get exposed.
Fourth
Exactly.
and 6.
Uh-huh.
Yup, got exposed, man.
Throw it to the running back right over his head.
Yup.
Kamara, that
Looks like we
that
ran
play.
about 11 run plays. Josh Adams had 7 carries for 53 yards, averaged close to 8 yards per carry, had a 28-yard TD run. And Clemens only had 2 carries for 11 yards. He averaged
That game got so out of hand early, you couldn't keep running the ball.
Yeah, the
Like
stats.
it was
man.
just out of hand, man.
But you know what? I believe they could have ran on the first drive. At least, like the right kind of runs. It's like, it's just too predictable. Like you said, I'm not going to go back into it. I digress.
Yeah.
Usually
I watch the game, like I watch it again, but I couldn't watch that game for a second time, man.
Not at all. Not
So
at
you don't
all.
think we have any chance of beating the Giants at home? You don't think we can get them?
we might.
Asking me? Oh, I got the Giants
asking everybody.
winning that. I got the Giants winning that.
What? Man, you tripping, man.
You
We're
like-
gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them.
Okay.
We're gonna run the table as far as our division rivalries. We might lose against the Texans. We might lose against the Rams. But we're gonna beat the Redskins twice. We're gonna knock out the Giants and the Cowboys. I'm trying to tell you, man.
The thing is, with the Redskins and Alex Smith going down, we it gives us a fighter's chance against them. I just don't know if I see it. I really don't. I don't have a. Normally, sometimes you get blown out in a game, and you can kind of just say this game was you just throw it out the window. But I haven't seen enough from them outside of this game to hang my hat on anything. I don't know what I feel good about. I don't feel great about Wentz.
We
Even
fight
though
close when it's home. Like when we're home.
I'm just talking about the team in general at this point. Whether it's the Giants or the the Bad News Bears, whoever they're playing, I don't feel good about nothing they're doing right now. I really don't. Offensively and defensively, and I don't know if we get past the Giants or not.
If you look at all the scores from the previous games, we trashed the Giants when we were in New York. When you look at all the games that we even lost, even the games that we lost in Lincoln Financial Field, they were close. They were still like within a touchdown, field goal, whatever. The games that we got, beat and handled on were the games that we were wet. So I have we got 2 games in Lincoln Financial Field, division rivalries coming up.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about it. I think we're gonna take out the Giants, and then after that, the Redskins come into town. We're gonna beat them, and then we go to Dallas. That's gonna be the big test in Texas Stadium, whatever the stadium is called, Dallas Stadium, whatever. That's gonna be a big one. I'm trying to tell you guys, man, you cannot.
Hey, Wood.
For my Eagles fans listening at home, I know you're with me. EAGLES.
Eagles.
Don't give up.
Hey, Wood, I love your enthusiasm, man. I love it. My Eagles just turned to pigeons. PIG. I just can't. I don't know, man. I'm hurting over here, and I'm disappointed, man. I'm hurting, man. But I love your enthusiasm, Wood, and hopefully Carson and Ertz and Peterson can find a recipe, man. So hopefully they can make something work, man, and make the season look somewhat respectable.
The fat lady hasn't sung yet. She's in her dressing room warming up. I'm not gonna hold you. She's in they're calling for her. They're letting her know that hey, you're gonna be up soon. Get ready, miss. But hold on. This other brother's like, no, hold on, not yet. Just chill. So I'm one of those. We're gonna just make her chill. We're gonna let her sit there. And she ain't coming out, man. I'm telling you, we're going to get into the playoffs, and then a new season begins.
No doubt.
I want to subscribe to that situation that happened with the Giants. The Giants got in, and look what they did. They went 9-7 that one year. They barely got in, and they knocked out the undefeated New England Patriots. Come on, man. Anything can happen any given Sunday.
That's what's up, Wood. I love your enthusiasm, man. That's why we Broad Street 444. And every real Eagles fans knows that we just come from a place of frustration. We want to see our team win, so everybody knows that.
I was pulling out a little bit of hair that I had left. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was no effort. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. But let's look at the bright spot though, Philly fans. Here we come, 76ers. Everybody. 76ers, yo. I'm so excited for the basketball season.
Hey.
I was able to finally watch a game, and that was the Sixers and the Suns. I was able to watch it. I was so excited about that. But anyway, I know we'll get to that.
No
I'm
doubt.
so excited.
Yeah, that's all good. Well, we're gonna talk about them, man. But let's jump into this. Let's jump into this pick six thing, man. What time is it, Wood?
Broad Street 4 for 4. Pick 6.
Okay, this that part of the show, man, where we take 6 NFL games out of the season, we pick our 6, and we've been doing this all year long. So, Wood, you and JD, this your section.
Let me bring everyone up to speed and let them know where they stand. We're just gonna recap Week 11, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So recapping Week 11. It looks like James Woodruff and Chris Collazo finished 4-2. While Jerome and Mike went 3-3. And let's look at the overall totals. Chris is in the lead, 41-24-1. Then we have Jerome in second place, 38-27-1. Mike in third with 36-29-1. And James Woodruff above 500, 33-32-1. I think that's the most impressive thing out of all of them. Yeah, Chris is winning and all. That's great. But look at my situation. I'm still in the basement, but I am above 500. And let's accentuate the positives that I have a winning record.
Hey, no doubt. I want us all to finish over 500, man. I want us all to be over 500 before it's all said and done, man.
Two winning weeks in a row. This is my second week in a row that I went 4-2.
Next year, man, we might pick some of the games at the pros. But I want to go head up with some of the pros, man. Jimmy Johnson and those guys, or some of the guys on NFL Network, man. Go head up with some of those guys and see how we do. But
that would be cool. Now, since we discussed where we are now, are we going to talk about Week 12?
Week 12, man.
That's where Mr. Jerome Dooley comes in and he takes the quarterbacks this thing.
Yes, sir. We got Week 12. First game, Giants 3-7 at the Birds, coming to the link. Week 4-6, coming off that horrendous loss. The worst loss in life.
I love how you made sure you said horrendous.
In about 10 years.
That may have hey fellas, where does that rank in your all-time worst Eagles loss? Because that might be right up there.
No, we got blown out by, I think we got blown out several years ago.
Yeah,
they got blown out by the Lions. That was the worst game. That Lions.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Kevin? That was horrible,
Chip
man.
Kelly?
Huh?
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. That's his last year.
Yeah.
They get fired.
Yeah.
Did he get fired after that game?
No, I think it was like a couple more weeks. He got fired in December. Like, once he didn't go to that Christmas party,
yeah,
he got rid of him. So it was sometime like mid-December where he got fired.
Wow, but it is a record, though. The Saints did give us the worst loss ever for a defending Super Bowl champion. So that's in the record books, unfortunately.
Yeah. As far as you might gotta come back to me for this game, Rome. I really don't know, man.
All right, I'm going Giants. McCline, you
Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's my man.
What? We know who
you know who I'm picking. You know who I'm picking.
I don't think you picked against the Birds all year.
I never will, baby. I never will.
All right, next one. What? Chris got the Birds. I'm just
have one of those hats with the eagle on top, with the wings flap.
All right, next game is Washington 6-4 at Dallas 5-5.
I'm taking Dallas at home.
I got Dallas.
He's taking the team that's in Dallas?
Oh,
man. I'm taking Dallas also.
Keep in mind that rule's still in play, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for the rest of the season.
You can't say the name of the team. If the proper name is Cowgirls. If you say the other name, you gotta do push-ups.
Right.
All right, Mike, who you got?
I got the girls. The girls at home. Quarterback hurt.
Guys, I can't believe I'm taking them.
So I guess you're taking Washington, but
I got to, man. I got to.
Are you taking them, Wood, trying to make up points? Because as a fan standpoint, I mean, we really would want the girls to win.
I felt bad. I felt like the last time I took the team in Dallas, I picked them to win. They number one, they lost, and number two, I just felt my insides dying that entire week.
But I'm saying this week we need the Dallas to bring Washington a loss that'll make the division closer. That'll be better for us as Eagles.
That's very true. That's an intelligent way to look at it. But I'm not going to look at it that way because I hate the team in Dallas.
I got you. I was just asking. I got you. Cool.
You're a wise man, Colazo.
All right.
All right, next game, Seattle 5-5 at Carolina 6-4.
I like Russell. They're playing in Carolina. You know what? I think Cam pulls this one out, but I'm going Seattle.
I got Carolina.
I got Carolina. Seattle's hot, but they traveling across the country.
What? I'm picking Carolina.
All right, next one is Miami 5-5 at Indianapolis 5-5.
I don't know if I can ever bet with Miami. I'm going Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I got the same thing. Indy.
I'm going Frank Wright, Indianapolis.
Yeah, same here. Andrew Luck.
All right. Okay, next game, Green Bay 4-5-1, visiting Minnesota 5-4-1.
You know who's starting to get under my nerves? I'm getting tired of Aaron Rodgers and his faces and his antics on the field. I'm starting to get tired. I mean, the State Farm thing, that was cool a couple years. I'm getting a little burnt out of Aaron Rodgers. Who they playing? I'm taking the Vikings.
I got the Vikings also.
Rodgers goes out the end of the year, concussion. Vikings.
Well, he hurts his collarbone almost every other year. He cracks his collarbone.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking that. I'm taking the Cheeseheads. I'm going Green Bay.
Oh, okay. And so you're going to drop either further back in the
or I can pull some down. That's what I'm rolling the dice.
That Washington pick going to put you on the 500.
Rolling the dice.
You're going to be back under 500.
You're going to be eating those words with some delicious Wisconsin cheddar. On that, make sure you find a Ritz cracker or a saltine. Whatever your choice. Townhouse makes good crackers.
I think he has a shot. No, he has a shot with Green Bay. I just don't like the Colt McCoy pick in Washington. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, but I mean, he has a chance. No, it's not. Aaron Rodgers could pull it out, but.
All right. Last game is Tennessee 5-5 and Houston 7-3. I think we all gonna pick the same thing, but
yeah, I'm taking the whole team. The Texans right there. They're 6-7 games in a row. Deshaun Watson, that's what he does. Clemson, J.J. Watt, Houston. He's a winner.
Give me Houston.
Houston.
Which one used to be the Oilers? I mean, Tennessee. Yeah.
How about that?
I'm gonna take Houston Texans. So is that Houston across the board?
Yeah.
I'm letting you go out on the limb, Wood.
No, you're not gonna know. No, I already did with my Green Bay game.
No, you did with that Washington game.
No, I got who's the quarterback for Washington? McCoy, right?
Yeah.
And then you got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, the Sanchez, Mark Sanchez.
That's even worse.
He was, one of the Eagles' best quarterbacks. I just feel like he just didn't get a fair shake. Let me stop. I can't even lie to myself.
Was Sanchez still in the league?
People think I'm serious.
Was he still in the league? What was he on?
How he keeps getting jobs? How does he keep getting jobs? He must have connections.
I mean, prior to the phone call in Washington, was he in the league? I'm really asking.
No, they just picked him up.
Oh, okay.
They just picked him up to be McCoy's backup.
Okay. And for the record, I am taking the Eagles against the Giants.
All right. That's my man.
You would. Maybe you'll get Sanchez starting for the Skins against the Birds.
Oh, well, wouldn't that be? He would love that. Try to get some type of semblance of revenge against his how many? He's got so many former teams. So, I don't know. Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Padres out there on the West Coast with the homies and came off the block.
Throw the ball. He had glimpses of he might be alright, but then next play interception. Never mind.
He only can go to the tight ends.
Yeah.
Is the butt fumble single-handedly the worst athletic play in the history? I don't know if I've seen a more unathletic play. I hate to give him that because everybody talks about it, but that was pretty bad.
It was funny, man. That was funny.
All right, that's a wrap on the Pick Six.
Broad Street 4 for 4. Pick 6.
Okay, fellas. We're gonna move this thing right along. We're gonna get excited right here, though. We're gonna bring some energy, man. We got Jimmy Buckets, man. Big trade to the Sixers, man. And I think immediately the Sixers stock and obviously went up tremendously. I think that automatically we were already in contention, but that puts us right there on par with the top teams in the East. Tell me what you guys think, how you feel. Obviously Butler hit the big game winner against who was that the other night? Charlotte.
The Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets.
I was going to hear what McClain has to say, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I think our last game was against the Suns. We won 3 in a row. And we lost our first game with Jimmy Butler, and then we won three since. So we're 3-1 since he's been here. What you guys got to say about that? Money Mike McClain, JD, what you got to say about that?
Yeah, let me jump in before
Go ahead.
Mike. I think when we did our preview of the Sixers, my whole thing was they didn't have a perimeter player that could get that shot anywhere on the floor. And that was my only downside to the Sixers, and I think they got that with Jimmy, and he could play D. I think they're there. They're right in the mix, man. I worry about Toronto, maybe, and Boston, but Boston could go either way. So, I mean, that's it. I see Milwaukee dropping off. I think right now they're okay. They're right in the mix. I think Sixers are 4th, I think, right now in the East. So, with Milwaukee, Toronto's number 1. I think it's Toronto, Milwaukee, then Boston. Some order like that, but I think Milwaukee will fall back.
I think Milwaukee definitely falls
in the
off.
top 3. But Milwaukee's legit. I like their squad, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Sixers with that Jimmy Butler, I mean, great trade, great move for Elton Brand as his first big move.
Yeah. How about that?
That was big time, man. I didn't think the Sixers were even in the mix for him. And then all of a sudden, they're like, Sixers got Butler.
Right.
Wow. I was kind of sad to see Sark go. I like Dario, but, for Jimmy Butler, I'm cool with it. I'm like, all right, man. You do well when your new squad. Come on, Jimmy.
That's a good point Ron made.
Some average guy or something that I would have been pissed about Dario, but since it was a legit superstar, see you, Dario.
Muscala? Muscala. Man, Mike Muscala. I love that dude, yo.
Right. No.
Man,
they couldn't.
He was on the old boards last night, man. He was unstoppable out there.
He got a nice jump. He got a nice range on his jump shot. I said, okay, I like Muscala.
That's the one.
Holla at Muscala.
His dad was talking all the racist stuff, man.
Yeah. About
Jimmy Butler. Ain't that something, yo?
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Muscala's dad's a racist?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that changes my whole Hey, Muscala, man, don't invite your pop to Wells Fargo, man. He's gonna get hurt.
Right.
We might not walk out that thing. He might be like Jimmy Hoffa.
Hey, man, listen, Jimmy Butler, perfect pick for the Sixers, man. And that was a good point about Elton Brand's big first move. Mike McCline, what you got to say, man? It couldn't have been tailored better. The perfect player for him. Somebody that can finish games. Mike, what you got?
Yeah, I like Jimmy. He's our closer. He gives us the perimeter threat defensively and offensively. He makes us valuable across the league. Definitely, I believe we're a top 2 team now in the East. Right now, we're sitting in 4th, but Indiana's ahead of us, and we beat Indiana. They're 11-6, we're 12-7. So I feel like the only team that's clearly probably better than us still at this point is the Raptors. Boston's struggling, and they're just trying to. They had too many scores, and the people aren't happy. It's kind of like the Wizards, but they're just a better team and better coaching, better organization. But when you got that much talent, you know. So I see the Eagles not the Eagles, the Sixers being a complete team right now. I think we're a power forward away, either a buyout or another trade to make us a totally complete team. I think we need a starting 4 that can rebound and defend other 4s. If you look at our trends, we can't guard any power forward. The guy down on Orlando,
Gordon
killed us every time. We hit him twice. He put up 30 on us twice. Blake Griffin averages 45 on the Sixers this year. Every power forward, that we play against that's legit kicks our ass. So I think we need that piece. Hopefully our guy, whatchamacallit, will step up. Our guy that we got from Denver. He's coming off the bench right now. Minutes restriction. But I think Muscala's pretty good, stretch 4, but you can't use him in the playoffs for so many minutes, so we need a forward. But overall, I'm liking Jimmy. I think Fultz is hurt. I believe.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that, Mike. I was going to ask you what you thought about that. His shoulder injury?
I don't think he was. I always said he was hurt. Every last year, I thought maybe he got hurt. But I believe that the guy Drew Hanley, when he made that report on Twitter trying to defend Fultz, he put the cat out the bag. He knows. Supposedly, Fultz likes the motorbikes like Meek Mills. He's a young guy. He likes the motorbike.
Yeah, they say he heard it. He heard it doing that or something.
No, he heard it the first time. It was that draft summer. Because in that summer league he played, he looked like Fultz. He hurt his ankle.
Balling. Yeah.
He was balling. He looked good, and then he hurt his ankle, and that's when he came back to practice, and his shoulder was hurt, but it was a mystery. I think they covered it up so he could still get paid. Because if you hurt yourself with a non-basketball injury,
right.
That's a wrap.
The organization covered for him, and with Brian Colangelo last year when he was putting out the fake Twitter reports about. Remember, it was about.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was about Joel trying to get them to play. He needed his assets to play. So I think they rushed Markel back. If they knew they covered up for him. He hurt himself, and he hasn't fully recovered.
Because it's like nerve damage or something?
Huh?
Like, really? You think it might be nerve damage or something? Like,
yeah, I think it's that nerve damage. I mean, my wife's a physical therapist. She said that's legit. Like, it's like only when you do certain motions. That's why when he pulls up in the game,
that explains his form all messed up like that.
Yeah, the ball shot. It's just the range of motion is messed up, and it probably doesn't hurt.
And they showed another video where they were like, "What is Foles doing?" Like he was like tying his sneaker, and then he got up, and he made like a jerk motion.
And with his shoulder, right? Moved his feet with his arm.
Yeah, it looked like maybe his shoulder did something. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, I think he's hurt. Everybody said it was mental. He's not mental. It's just he's hurt, and
he can't. Think that makes him expendable? You think? Because I saw an article where Elton Brand was like, "No, we're gonna stick by him. That's our man. We want him to be here." So that was cool to hear, especially if you're in Foles' camp. You'd probably like to hear that. But a lot of people are saying that he's gonna get traded now. Like this is it. He doesn't. He's a liability now.
But I think he's on his rookie deal, so he's cheap. So why trade? My thing is, why trade him? Because if it's shoulder, if it's nerve damage and it comes back, it'll be back to normal. But it's one of those injuries that just they happen to get better. You can't train it. You can't make it better. So I just think you had to relegate him to being a backup or go with TJ and just when his rookie deal is up,
a nice spark against the Suns.
Just throw him to the Wolves, next year. But I don't think you get anything back from Fultz this year. What are you going to get back? What trade value does he have?
It's like it'd be like the Okafor thing, when all you getting is a second.
Yeah, you might as well wait till he's going to expire contract next year to trade him. If you're going to let him go.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You gotta have him out there playing to get something for him.
Yeah. He's hurt. Everybody know he hurt, man. They try to say his middle is the yips. He's hurt. And he won't admit why, because he won't get paid. Because they're going to find out it happened not playing basketball.
Yeah. That's serious stuff right there, man. But
Pelicans come to Philly tomorrow. We're gonna continue that win streak.
Yeah.
Boy, they next on the list.
I think we're gonna get the Pelicans, man, and we got 12 wins. We're 12-7. I like us better than. I think we're better than the Pacers. I think I agree with Rome. I think the Bucks fall off, and I think really Toronto's they're pretty deep, right? They got a lot of players that play a lot of minutes over there. So that obviously with Kawhi and Lowry, that's a tough duo. But they got a lot of players that play a lot of minutes over there. So they're a pretty deep team. So and like Boston, I don't think they're. I think we can compete with Boston. I think Toronto you might get an edge, but our big three, I think we can compete with anybody. So I like our chances, man. I like us, man. That was a big, huge move, obviously, man. Well, how y'all feel about Embiid, man?
Embiid might be the second best player in the conference, man.
Right.
That boy is no joke.
Yeah,
I would still put Kawhi over him, but that's it.
Yeah.
But Embiid is just no joke, man. And just the competitiveness, man.
Right.
Like, he wants to beat every center every night, man.
Right.
Like, you gotta love having a player on your team like that.
Right.
And
I get nervous when he hits the
done. I just hate that he falls to the floor.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. I hate that he falls to the floor a lot, but that shows how much he hustles and he makes an effort. So I appreciate that, but I get nervous because he's, because of those serious injuries that he had.
Yeah.
But for somebody so athletic, like sometimes he's just so uncoordinated.
Right.
Like that's my thing about it. Like he's just clumsy, man.
Right.
Sometimes it's not even hustle. He's just clumsy. He just does something just stupid and he falls.
Right. Yeah, but Embiid was dominant, man. I think he's leading the league in scoring right now at this point, right? But I mean, I think I'm not sure about that. I think so though, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is, right?
It's him and LeBron.
I think
it's like Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon
the Hornet, the killer.
Kemba. Ooh.
Right.
I remember the first game you said Kemba's gonna get 50, but that last game it was just they couldn't do nothing with Kemba.
But guess what, Jimmy?
The Celtics like 50. Yeah.
How much did he score last night?
That was crazy, man.
How much did he get against the Celtics?
He had like 45, almost 50 on the Celtics.
Wow.
And they beat the Celtics.
Oh, and they beat the Celtics, right? Okay. Yeah.
On the Celtics.
Well, we wasn't going for it. We shot him down. Bang, bang. We got him. You know what I'm saying? If Butler didn't do the spin move in the fourth quarter, he probably would have hit the shot. I didn't think he had to spin on that final shot in the fourth quarter, but doesn't matter.
It wasn't a bad shot though.
Huh?
It was only 18-footer though. It was a fadeaway, but he didn't do a step back three. It was like he went from a 15-foot shot to an 18. You know what I'm saying?
But he's a better face-up shooter, right? To me, I didn't think he had to spin. I think if he just gave a move and shot straight up, I think he hits the fourth quarter shot. Same way he hit the overtime shot. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a step to the side, though. That was a lot of movement. That was like a sidestep. It wasn't a step back, but he still went for that.
But he was
That
face
like,
up. He didn't spin or nothing though. He was still like head up, facing the defender.
yeah.
But I don't. He hit the shot. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? He hit it. So. But yeah, man. Things are looking up for the Sixers, man. How that song go? How that song go?
Come on, bud. I'll tell you how it go. I'll tell you exactly how it go. I had it queued up. I was waiting for you to say something.
That's my man. On point like a number 2 pencil. Woody Wood.
That's your hands, baby. Yeah, no doubt. When I was done watching that Suns and Sixers game, I said, this is going to be a very fun Sixers season to watch. The Sixers are going to trash a lot of teams this year. They're going to be one of the elite teams in the East, and it's going to be a joy to watch, especially considering the struggles that we're having with the Eagles. So it's nice to find solace with our Philadelphia 76ers.
Right.
I think they just need to pick it up on the road. Because to start off, they just couldn't buy and went on the road to start off. But,
right.
It's going to level out. But they're doing it, I think, against teams under 500 to 7-1. That's where you rack up the victories right there.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
Right. That's
so
cool.
They'll be up there. They're going to be there at the end, man.
No doubt.
They got a good chance at making the finals.
I think so too.
And I think last year, just making it to the playoffs, winning that first round, that was good for them. They needed that learning experience by getting beat down by the Celtics, man, and they're going to come back stronger.
Yeah. My biggest knock on the Sixers was they couldn't close out games, man. They should just drive me crazy, man. They would just blow these leads. They still do it, but I mean they couldn't finish out a game. They have a legitimate finisher now in Jimmy Butler, man. So I mean that gives me all the confidence in the world with Ben Simmons and Embiid, man. I think these guys, I think they're bound for the conference finals.
Yo, I got a question. Maybe y'all can help me out again. The only game that I watched fully from beginning to end was this yesterday's game, the Suns and the Sixers. I didn't really notice it because in the meantime I'm dealing with my kids and stuff. I didn't notice if Ben Simmons is he shooting more outside shots or is he still dishing it off? And the only time he's really scoring is if he's at the rim. Yeah, so he's still that liability from the outside.
Yeah.
All right, that's frustrating.
But he's running like a point guard. Now we don't need him to do it. I believe.
So he's like a point guard now? He's like a point forward?
He's our point guard now. Because Markel's on the bench. He's the point guard. So now we don't have
TJ is like the backup.
Yeah. Markel and the other guy, TJ, they play backup.
I thought Ben Simmons was still I thought he was like a point forward. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was officially a point guard. I thought they actually did that last year, didn't they? Like going into the playoffs, they had Ben Simmons as a point guard.
But that's why we got Jimmy. Now you don't need him to shoot. Before we needed him.
Got you. Okay.
But now we have a shooting. We got him. We got Jimmy Butler and JJ. So now you don't. I mean, if he shoots, it's a bonus. It protects Ben Simmons. It protects Ben Simmons by getting that player, like Jerome said, that can create his own shot.
Yeah, Ben, he had some nice dishes. He had some really nice passes last night.
Yeah, and he took the ball in. He got a couple putbacks.
Yeah.
He can get the garbage points.
Right.
Hey, I can't wait. The Sixers got depth, man. They're going to say something. It's going to be a good season. Oh, I'm excited.
Hey, fellas, we got the number one attendance in the NBA. 20,331 a game.
Yo, we're going to be like that arena. We're going to be like the Kings, like the 2001 Kings arena, Arco Arena. We're going to be hyped.
The big three. And I think we're better. I think we're better than Boston and Milwaukee this year. I think Butler makes us better than those guys.
I got one thing. What the hell is up with the bring back Iverson is every other game? This guy.
I'm glad they thinking
ringing the bell and all that. What the hell's going on?
Iverson still got something to take. We need to sign him. Suit up, Iverson. We still need to suit up, Bubba Chuck. You still got something left in the tank.
I think he's still playing those 3-on-3s, those 3-on-3 tournaments. I think. I don't know, but yeah, I know.
Ice Cube, John.
Yeah.
taking care of him. They give him a check when he show up in the arena. They give him a check.
That's what they gotta be, man.
Oh, it's definitely the morale. Like they give morale. You did the crowd went crazy when you
there every month, man.
Right.
The crowd went crazy when they announced Iverson was there.
Soon it won't be no big deal to see him though if they overdo it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of my point. The guy's there every damn month.
Right.
I like that. Maybe they'll give him a front office position after a while. Just some bull job, just so he can be
I thought he had one with the organization.
Probably a special assistant or something. What do they call him?
He got some position with the team, man.
I thought he was in charge of the practices.
Well, they had they showed a picture of him swapping jerseys with Jimmy Butler in the locker room. That was cool.
Yeah, that was decent.
Iverson signed his. Butler signed his. It looked like Butler wrote him like a little love note on the joint too. It said something like "Thank you so much for being you" or something on his own. But on Iverson's jersey, it was just Allen Iverson number 3. You know? But if you look at the jersey that Iverson was holding, yeah, Butler left him a little note. But that's cool. He probably looked up to him. You know,
they're young boys. Butler was 29, man.
Yeah, Butler looked up to Butler had to look up to him. You know, back when Iverson was playing.
No doubt. All right, fellas, man. That's anybody got some final thoughts before we put a bow on this one?
Yeah, I got a final thought real quick before I forget. Black Klansman. If you haven't seen that movie, please see it. Spike Lee, Jordan Peele. Yo, if you like Spike Lee movies, when you see this movie, you're gonna remember like, wow, this is why I like Spike Lee movies. Because Spike Lee movies, all Spike Lee movies, like a lot of amazing ones. But he had a couple duds. And when you see this one, it's going to blow your mind. Plus, Jordan Peele and how, he did Get Out. Yeah, wasn't that one called Get Out? That one recently?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Get Out. And you'll see it's basically like a nice collaboration between Jordan Peele and Spike Lee. And, Jordan Peele's got a fresh look on things. But I'm not going to get too deep into it from a race standpoint, but it's just a really strong movie. And I highly recommend you check it out.
I'm gonna check that out, Wood, because I didn't hear anything about it. I'm gonna definitely check that one out.
That movie might win Best Picture. Like that means serious. I'm trying to tell you, it might win an Oscar.
I'm a movie guy, so I look forward to watching. Any final thoughts, 2M's? Got anything to say?
Yeah. I want to thank Christopher Collazo for telling me to take Arizona tonight against Gonzaga. Gonzaga's favored by 11 right now. Gonzalez trail. He told me to take the points, and I looked at it. I did some analyzing, and I teased it a little. I gave Arizona plus 13 right now, and they're leading by 10. If I win this one, I won 600 tonight.
Ooh.
It's a good night.
Show me the money, Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. That's what I'm talking about.
Really good movie. Talk about sports movies. That's a good movie.
That's what I'm talking about. Did we put that in? Did we put that in our top 5 sports movies?
I don't know. That's a good one. That's one of my favorites right there.
Ooh, I don't remember if we had that. Yeah. JD, let me hear some final thoughts, JD.
I'm good, man.
You good?
That's about it. It was just glad to do a show, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to all my brothers, and to you and your family, your children, your significant others. You know what I'm saying? May this be a prosperous Thanksgiving.
No doubt, man.
For your family and your friends and your health, this is that time to recognize that.
No doubt. That's what's up, fellas.
Right back at you, bud. Right back at you.
Word.
No doubt, man. This is Broad Street 4 for 4. We want to wish everybody the best. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Another show. And we out of here, man. On behalf of James Woodruff, JD, Money Mike, my name Chris Collazo. We signing off Broad Street 4 for 4. What? Tell me what to do, what?
Don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. That's all you gotta do.
That's all you
Don't
gotta
raise
do.
your voice. Yeah, don't raise your voice. Just improve your argument.
Ain't no question.
Sounds like a good philosophy.
No doubt, no doubt. We signing off, y'all.
Hey, you know what?
I think Chris got that from a Shaolin monk.
Right.
You know? Might have been Master the Buddha or somebody.
Right.
All right, drop that beat.
No doubt. We signing off. Peace. Yeah, that was good stuff. That was good, y'all.
Good to be back in full strength.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know how long the joint was. I already had some recording. Chop it up tonight and have it up, but I definitely have it up by tomorrow.